911. I just got home and I opened the door and my husband's dead on the floor. Is he awake? I don't know. I can't do it. I can't look.
That morning, I was dispatched to a call of what's called an investigated death. That's where someone dies outside of a doctor's care. And when I showed up at the house, Kelly Baker was sitting on the front steps out of the house. Kelly told me that she had come over to the house expecting her husband, Randy, not to be home and at work. She had gone in the house and had found her husband on the floor. Kelly told me that Randy was suffering from some serious health conditions, and she thought Randy might have passed away due to some cardio issues.
They announced that there were 2 bullets in Randy's body. One was in his skull, and another had been shot into his chest.
Do you mind sitting on one of these chairs on the left, just because the recording's behind me?
What's always important is when that occasion comes to reveal how he died, to observe and document the reactions of the person you're talking to.
So you're separated. What was the reason for the separation?
Randy was very sick, and he's been very sick for a long time. He had cardiomyopathy, and he was diagnosed in '03. He's been in and out of the hospital, and I did tell him, don't call me a bitch. You know, I'm taking care of you. I'm feeding you. I'm taking care of your clothes, your house, your car.
Okay.
And then I just said at that point, I'm done.
She's putting her dead husband in a bad light, which is the last thing I think someone in that situation would do. And I was really surprised by that.
Am I just waiting here for a second? Do you need to use the bathroom or coffee or water or anything?
Kelly? Hi, I'm John. How are you? So, just a quick introduction. I'm a detective at the police department. Okay, and I want to explain to you. Okay, your husband is a victim of a homicide. Okay, so that is why I'm asking a lot of tough questions right now, and that is why I'm going to ask you for your phone. Okay, so I'm sorry to be the person that has to tell you that.
She appeared to start crying. However, Detective John Kinney would notice no tears. I was extremely suspicious of her at that point.
The reason we asked you to come down is one, we just wanted to check in with you, see how things are going. Well, for the most part, it's kind of it's a whodunit, quite honestly. Until the evening of Tuesday, August 15th. Do you have any recollection what time you left the house?
I went over there at 6:30 and I was there 5 minutes at the most. I just went in there, got the laundry, put the dog away, and then that was it. I always helped out with everything with my brother being sick. And
all right. Did the door stay open while you were in the house?
No, I'm not positive. But since I got older, I can't remember things.
Part of this investigation is looking at cell phones, so I'm going to have to take your cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kelly told you we took hers for a little while. You're just next in line, that's all.
Yeah.
Carol was, by all appearances, extremely helpful in answering any questions with law enforcement. At this point, we have no indication that she was involved.
Both Carol and Kelly deleted their cell phone text history the day that Randy Baker's murdered. But even if it's deleted, a lot of times things are still on there.
In the coming days, we would recover a lot of cell phone data. Carol and Kelly had an extremely close connection. was astronomical, the number of text messages exchanged between the two in any given day. Around the end of July, Carol sent a phone number to Kelly.
And that phone number comes back to a person named Kelly Raisley, who goes by the moniker Grizz. And it turns out Kelly Raisley is Carol Baker's son. There's comments like, yes, he'll do it. I promise you he'll do it. Talks of he'll do it for $10,000 or a Harley Davidson. It appears he was intimately involved in this homicide, and Kelly and Carol were behind all this. I've never seen anything like it where someone's own sister and wife conspire to kill him and get his nephew to do it.
We went into the interview room and unfortunately forgot to turn on the video. Why did you wipe your phone clean?
I don't even know.
You know, the funny thing about cell phones, even though you press delete, a lot of stuff stays inside of them. And in Kelly Baker's phone, a lot of the stuff she deleted stayed there. She discussed murdering Randy with you. Why would she do this? Why would she kill him? Wait for him to die.
She has been for 14 years.
And she just didn't want to wait any longer?
So he was unbelievable to live with.
When we were in the room watching it live, one of the other officers looked up and said, "The light's not on. It's recording sound, but not picture." So one of the other officers quickly turned on the video.
When we've been talking, you know that they planned this out. You said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess my questions now are kind of, what role did you play in Randy's murder?
I think I need an attorney.
You do? Okay. Well, you're under arrest for first-degree murder and conspiracy to first-degree murder. You're going to be processed, transported to the Will County Jail, booked in.
So now we have Kelly Baker, Carol Baker, and Kelly Raisley in custody for this. But an arrest does by no means halt the investigation.
Months later, Kelly Raisley ended up sending me a few letters. And it's clear he wants to talk to me and provide information on what happened.
Were you approached ultimately and talked about what you get paid for doing this?
I was approached through my mom, but it was via Kelly will give you the $10,000
Okay.
and Randy's a motorcycle.
And so how do you know specifically that Kelly Baker wanted your help in killing Randy?
Paraphrasing, it'd be that she couldn't take it anymore, that it was basically either him or her, and she was willing to do anything
To kill him?
to get rid of him.
He said that he was very, very close to Randy growing up. He was the only father figure Grizz ever had. But these two women convinced him that Randy was abusive.
My mom became trapped in the middle of whatever she was being fed from Kelly. I feel like I got played.
Did these ladies think they were going to get away with this?
Apparently, yeah.
Kelly Raisley pled guilty to first-degree murder and got sentenced to life without parole. Carol Baker pled guilty to conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. She received 30 years in prison. And Kelly Baker was made no offer. We tried her. She was found guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and is serving life without parole in the prison.
Anybody who could orchestrate another person's death, especially utilizing somebody's own family member, is a psychopath. I'm thrilled to know that Kelly Baker will never see daylight again as a free person, nor her nephew, and nor will Carol.